Hello, my name is Griffin Mazzell. I am the director and co-writer of the short film Critical, and I'm here to do my evolution of a scene on the first encounter of Jay Edwards and Michael. During the scripting process of this moment, I wanted Jay Edwards' entrance to be somewhat mystical and very mysterious. Because even though this movie is very much in the film noir genre, it takes a lot of influence from the film noir genre and German Expressionism. I also wanted to be a little smidge of horror, so that's why I kind of wanted him to enter in there without anyone noticing, Jay was kind of popping up into the scene almost. I also wanted, when I was writing this, Jay Edwards to start off very charming and very, suave at first, but as soon as as soon as the plot unravels, then we see the devil behind the mask. We get a glimpse into his real personality to some extent. When I was rehearsing this scene with my actors, I wanted to pay attention to the movements around the space. Let's start off with Jay Edwards, because Jay Edwards moves very, very floaty, very of the time, very 1930s, very Cary Grant. So he has this posh way of how he moves. And so for this scene, I wanted him to basically float into the light, pretty much float into the light while Mike is just standing there being holy crap, is that who I think that is? And then for Mike, I kind of want him to start off being a little, intimidated at first. But then when he says, let me see you, he shows slight signs of bravery. But then once he sees his idol that he's worshipped, throughout his entire life standing in the flesh, that causes him to be freaking out. That causes him to freak out. And so that's why I had him throw the bottle at him at the end of the scene, which also adds a little bit of comedy to it. When we finally got onto set to perform this live, I noticed that there was one thing that was bothering me while we were filming this. And that was the moment when, after Mike threw the bottle at Jay Edwards, he gets on his phone and calls his landlord and tells him that there's a gas leak, and then leaves the apartment. I found this to be very disruptive towards the tone of the scene, and also visually it was very awkward. One thing that was different from the rehearsals that we did was that we really emphasized on Mike's reactions and body language in the scene, particularly with the wide overhead shot with Mike staring at Jay Edwards, and also the low ankle shot to represent the feeling of foreboding dread that Mike is feeling at the moment. And also to emphasize in the last shot, in the last camera angle, to emphasize the feeling of entrapment in that moment, to make you feel what is happening, to put you in his shoes per se. So after those changes were made, I hereby present to you the final version of the encounter with Mike and Jay Edwards.
Eduardian. Way to pull that out your ass. Jesus.
Indeed, Michael. You have no idea how powerful a name can be.
Who are you?
You surprise me. Countless hours at the altar of my cinematography. You watch my anthology hour every Friday, almost religiously. And you don't even recognize my voice.
Mike. My name is Mike. Come closer. Let me see you. Nope.